560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, 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 how is everybody out there in this world today? I can tell you one thing, I'm doing better on a Monday than I was Sunday morning. Boy, I woke up Sunday morning almost in tears. And then I went 5-0, and I'm feeling a lot better, baby. You know, the easiest bet was the Packers, and then the Packers total over 23.5, just the Packers. I mean, I went down there and I
was
looked
still
at that.
trying to understand.
I was like, is this real? Is this real?
I was still trying to understand why the Packers were not favorites in that game. Like, why were they underdogs? I couldn't understand without Michael Thomas with the Saints. But we'll get to all that.
We're going to get to so much today. I have to tell you, we've got SEC football. We've got MLB playoffs. We've got NBA finals, Heat and LA. Can you imagine if it wasn't in a bubble? It'd be fun to go from LA to Miami, wouldn't it? Party in LA one night, party in Miami the next. I think I could do that. But welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. Y'all know this voice by now. It's your good buddy John Harden, Johnny Radio. And y'all know that guy by now, I hope. Gabe Kuhn. He's been with me over a year now. We found out we had our anniversary. Thank you, Lance Bell. The Henry Bell Open was an awesome success this weekend. So good job to all my peoples out there. I appreciate it so very much. But like I said, we have so much to celebrate today. We had football out the frame. SEC crazy. We had the Big 12 eliminate themselves already from the playoff contention in basically week number 3. I'll explain if you do not know. I saw, this just shows how, horrible I am at Twitter. I'm trying to tweet something like, Memphis should be, I guess, now a contender for the playoff since Memphis beat Arkansas State. Arkansas State beat Kansas State, and Kansas State beat Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Like doing one of those. And literally, as I'm typing it, right across my thing, Jessica Benson pops. It's very similar. And I was like, oh, never mind, I'm done. I just liked hers. But no, for real, if y'all haven't been paying attention, the Big 12, Texas had to come back 15 points down against Texas Tech. Yeah. And y'all know who Texas Tech? I think we talked about this during, I don't know what segment it was. But didn't I tell you that Texas Tech almost lost to Houston Baptist State?
Houston Baptist. And they gave up how many yards?
600.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave up 630 yards.
Hey, Texas pulled it out.
Houston Baptist, baby.
Texas pulled it out, though, didn't they?
They did pull it out. But, dude, when you're down by, when you have to come a 15-point deficit in the final 3 minutes of regulation, I still don't know how Texas did that. That was impressive. They had 3 minutes left in the game. Texas Tech is like the Atlanta Falcons of the NFL. They just find a way to you have the what is it? The iron grip of the jaws of victory. It's like the iron grip. You can't lose. It's impossible. But you got people like Dan Quinn, and then people down in Texas Tech or down in Waco or whatever just can't do anything right, and it's just pretty sad. And Texas came back and beat them. There's some wild stuff. I know LSU fans are struggling, but nobody is probably more happy that he had COVID-19 than Mike Norvell. Because if he was on the sideline for that whipping for Miami, I don't know if he would have got out of the stadium. I know it wasn't packed, but there would have been at least 4 fans that would have gotten down on the field. Don't you think? Have you ever seen a Florida State team this bad? I'm talking about, I want y'all to think to me. And this is what I'm going to talk to y'all about real quick. And then we're going to get to all the great stuff we have. We have Hardenwood. 2:30. We have 2:45. We're going to give you our Monday night picks. 2 o'clock, we're talking college and pro. Nothing but. You can hit us up at 67129. Ask anything you want. Call us up at 901-360-8255. Do whatever you need. 1:30. That's right. Memphis is playing football. We're talking with Terry Davis, TD, baby. And you know in just a minute we're about to get to the leadoff with Gabe Kuhn. But right before I get to the leadoff, I just want to ask this text question. 67129. Do you remember in the 90s, the Bowden era of Florida State? And do you remember when they joined the ACC? Could you ever imagine when Florida State joined the ACC, if there would ever be a year that they're the absolute worst team in the conference? Could you ever imagine it? Georgia Tech, who already beat Florida State, just got spanked. Miami beat them 52-10. I guess, is it Duke and Florida State battling for the cellar of the ACC?
No, I think Duke's better, to be honest.
I think it's easy.
I think the first game of that schedule, when you look at Georgia Tech and Florida State, they were battling for it, and we know how that ended.
That's why I took Georgia Tech out of the conversation, because they beat Florida State heads up.
But I think that was the cellar right there.
Yeah, I think this is the
Wake
cellar.
Forest, possibly,
too.
Dude,
Wake Forest is actually playing a little bit better football, a lot better football, actually, than Florida State. I mean, at least they played the first half of the football game. They fall apart in the second half, but at least they played the first half. Kind of like a bunch of other teams I know. But anyway, I just have to say, is it crazy to say this? 67129, I want to ask you this. Did Mike Norvell just leave Memphis to go to a basketball school? It's the ACC. They're good in basketball.
And they are.
And they were. I don't know if they're ever going to be back to the Bowden era.
It's interesting to even consider Florida State a basketball school.
It really is. I've always thought of, Charlie Ward. You think about all the guys, Derek Brooks. Think about it. Peter Warwick, Casey Weldon. You watch the little man in Minnesota, Dalvin Cook, running like a madman. There's so many Florida State players that are in the league and that have been great. There's so many great Florida State teams. Heck, there was even a kicker that played 20 years in the NFL and probably doing ecstasy right now, and Sebastian Janikowski.
And not to mention, we're only 7 years removed from their last national championship. When you think about it that way, with Jameis Winston,
yeah, I can't believe that.
I know it's wild to even think about.
And think about how bad they really are. And I'm going to ask this question: is there any chance? 67129, hit us up. We're about to go to the leadoff. Does Mike Norvell pass 2 years?
You know what always gets me about this is he did an interview, I believe, with Chris Vernon a year ago, and it was about how the grass is not always
greener on the other side.
I think this is the definition. I'm sorry. The offseason was a mess. Preseason was a mess. Game 1 was a mess. Game 2 was a bigger mess.
And then this?
It is.
He's also.
Let's just say this.
COVID-19 too.
Yeah, he got COVID. Let's just say this. It could not go any worse. I feel like it's only up, right?
I think when you're in the basement or in the bottom floor, the only thing there is up, unless you got a damn drill and you're going down, homie. Because unless Mike Norvell's got a drill and is about to take that places to depths we've never seen, I don't know. Even Lee Corso's I don't think I've ever seen a Florida State team this bad, and he's older than dirt. But anyway, it is time for us to rock and fire. Gabe, give me that lead off.
Man, all that football on this weekend. I had a great weekend. How about you?
I had a great. Okay, put it this way.
Let's not talk about betting wise. Let's talk about.
I ended up actually $40 in the plus.
Okay,
after last
nice,
game.
nice.
And I lost.
Because I know UFC was a little rough.
A
little rough on you
on that one.
It happens.
But let's just say, life. But if you don't shoot,
ebbs and flows, man. Ebbs and flows.
If you don't shoot, you're not going to win, baby. I was down in the hole on Sunday. I dug out.
Throw enough stuff at the wall, it might stick. Who knows?
Hey, I was very, very calculated with my bets yesterday.
Let's start here. Week 1 of the SEC, wild. Honestly, I thought it was very interesting. I thought the most interesting thing was Mississippi State at LSU. Mississippi State and Mike Leach beat them 44-34. Reigning national champs LSU, they were number 6. They've moved down to number 20. Mississippi State's now number 16 in the AP poll. KJ Costello, I didn't see this coming, but 623 yards, 5 TDs, 2 interceptions. I have a two-parter here for you. Is this a game that's going to be very similar to what we'll see from Mike Leach in the SEC? And also, I want to know what your biggest storylines from week 1 of the SEC were besides this.
Oh, good one. I like this question to start the day at Monday off. That's a way to start off your Monday. Well, I'm going to have to sit there and say this. Oh, this is a very good question. The toughest things from the FC, you mentioned KJ Costello. This is LSU, and you can say Derek Stingley Jr. Yes, he was not on the field, and he might be the best cornerback in the country. But I still don't think that he erases 300 yards and 3 touchdown passes. LSU, I know they lost a lot to the NFL, but this is one of the premier programs in the country. Top 5 every year in recruiting. You know what I'm saying? They went out there and got smoked, and they did that whole thing on Colt Brennan before, lifting logs and working out with a tree. I'm like, damn, dude, go in there. You got a nice weight room at LSU. Why are you lifting logs, homie? You want some splinters in your hands? Dude, what was he doing? But anyway, that's what I was asking. What was he doing on Saturday? And Mike Leach was bad. You know what? He dropped 44 points. And then in the presser, he was great. Did you see what he said when he was asked, how do you feel after your first win? He's like, oh, great. The Patriots,
says it's a little better than average.
A little better than average. And then he's like, and then she asked another question, and he's like, yeah, well, the Patriots were busy this week, and the Kansas City Chiefs.
And the Packers.
So we decided to take on LSU, And he's just, he's funny, he's great. But here's what I'm going to say. There's always these very, 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 very high points with Mike Leach. And Mike Leach always starts off hotter than a firecracker, and it might not come out this fast. That's dynamite. First game, you beat LSU. No, he doesn't do that. But his first couple seasons in a league are always better than his last couple. You know why? People figure out the air raid after they played a few times. Defensive coordinators, head coaches, they're going to get film on you. The first time LSU sees Mississippi State, they didn't watch any film on Mississippi State. I'm probably guessing they were watching Washington State Cougars and all these other things and trying to figure out what they're going to do defensively. Different ballers, different skill set. KJ Costello was phenomenal, but let's also be real. First game, Mike Leach, huge victory. I think this is huge for Mississippi State. I don't want any Mississippi State fan out there to take this, think I am trying to lift that leg up and urinate on that Ole Miss player did. Remember that? And pee on the field or whatever. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm not trying to Art Kelly all over you or whatever. I am trying. Oh, by the way, that was pretty funny. I am just trying to say that I believe that this year in the next 3 seasons are going to be Mike Leach's best. After that, I think he's going to struggle to beat defensive coordinators in the SEC with just an air raid scheme once they figure him out. That's just my opinion. But that's my opinion.
I thought another interesting thing was Arkansas sticking in there with Georgia for the first half of that game. Felipe Franks looked okay at best, but Georgia's quarterback situation is scary. I can't imagine them being what everyone is cracking them up to be with their quarterback situation.
When Daniels gets healthy, will they not be a lot better?
But the thing is, this is a guy that's coming off of a transfer, off an injury, and he probably is not totally into that offense yet.
Stetson Bennett looked a lot better.
He looked okay.
Let's just say he didn't look okay. He looked like a complete different player than Mathis.
Yeah, DeJuan Mathis looked very,
he was
very
so
bad,
lost out there. I couldn't believe he played as many plays as he
But
did.
also, I want to point out this about Mississippi State. Did Kylan Hill make himself some money this weekend or what? We had 3 guys in that game receive for over 100 yards, one of them being Kylan Hill, caught 8 balls for 158 in a TD. We already know what he can do in the ground game. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher the past 2 seasons. I think he made himself some money. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes come NFL draft.
My biggest SEC line, though, for me, outside of KJ Costello, has got to be Kyle Trask. 30 for 42. 416 yards and 6 touchdowns. And by the way, do you know who caught 4 of his touchdowns? Kyle Pitts. 8 receptions, 170 yards, 4 touchdowns, 21.3 yards, and every catch is 21-yard catch for him, basically. 71 was his long. Dude, Kyle Trask, either he is great or Ole Miss has the worst defense in the history of football.
I always liked Kyle Trask last year once Felipe Franks went down because he just put the ball in the right spot for the most part and didn't make mistakes.
He did
But
it
now,
yesterday.
dare I say, he's becoming a playmaker.
Dude,
He
is
is
a playmaker.
becoming a playmaker now. I want to go to the NFL, though, now. And it happened. The Bears.
Oh, by the way, can I ask you quick? Is
Oh,
Kyle Pitts
okay.
the best pass-catching tight end in college
Oh,
football?
yes. No question.
No question.
Very.
Okay,
He
next.
looks very similar to Darren Waller from the Raiders. That's
wow.
what I see him at the
I'm
next
glad
level.
you said that. 'Cause I
Not
couldn't
much
think,
of a.
You know who kept popping out for me?
Who?
I didn't want to say his name.
Are you going to say Aaron Hernandez?
Yes.
There you go. All right, that's fine. I mean, as far as the player goes, let's.
Yeah, I just don't want him to be
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
You just don't want to say Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, I don't
I
wanna
get
say
why.
that.
I understand. Now, in the NFL, it happened. Mitch Trubisky benched. Nick Foles took over for the Bears and won a football game against the Falcons, who just cannot keep a lead. They were down, the Bears, that is, 26-10. When Nick Foles took over, he proceeded to go 16 for 29, 188, 3 TDs, 1 INTs, and a half. And he led them to 20 unanswered points in the fourth, including the go-ahead TD to none other than my former teammate, former Memphis Tiger, Anthony Miller. And now, this morning, Nick Foles has been named the starter by Matt Nagy, and I think for good reason. Do you think the Mitchell Trubisky era in Chicago is completely over?
I don't know how to say this other than yes. Like, are you kidding me? I thought it was actually over the minute they got Nick Foles. I was surprised he actually won the job. I thought they brought Nick Foles in to take Trubisky out, and they're going to get rid of him. And let's just be real. Mitch Trubisky will always be almost like Ryan Leaf going forward. Ryan Leaf was drafted right after Peyton Manning. Mitchell Trubisky was drafted before Deshaun Watson and Patrick freaking Mahomes. By the way, I'm going to tell you a little something interesting. Have you seen a number 2 quarterback in the NFL do good ever?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever seen a number 2 overall pick at quarterback? I went back and looked this up.
Okay.
Have you ever?
I need to hear the history of this.
Has one ever been successful?
I do not know. I need
Only
to know all the
one
names.
of them. And it is, of course, guess who? Donovan bleeping McNabb. It is unbelievable. You can look up Mitch Trubisky, RG3. Trying to find my notes again where I put this one down. It is an absolute insanity. Here it is. Are you ready for this? All right, so number 2, of course, Mitch Trubisky. Carson Wentz. He just kissed his sister and tied the Bengals, okay? Like, that is embarrassing. And they punted it with like a few seconds left on the clock. Dude, I don't even want to talk about them. They're embarrassing. Carson Wentz, number 2 overall. Trubisky, number 2 overall. Marcus Mariota, 2 overall. RG3, 2 overall. Ryan Leaf, 2 overall. Rick Meyer, number 2 overall. Oh, my God, the last 40 years, the only number 2 quarterback picked that was not a bust, Donovan McNabb.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So if you have the second pick at quarterback, don't take him.
Don't take a quarterback at number 2.
No.
Just do not do it.
Do not do it.
And even when it seems like a lock, like Marcus Mariota coming out, everyone thought just
When you
can't
see, I
miss.
said
No
Oregon.
possible miss.
Yeah.
But based on those names, minus Donovan McNabb, I can see why you don't take a quarterback then. Now you ready to talk some NBA?
Let's do it.
Finals are set. Heat, Lakers. I just want to know very quickly, how scared should the Lakers, who were the prohibitive favorite going into the playoffs, how scared should they be of the Heat?
All right. In a single postseason, I'm going to tell you a little secret about this guy named Bam Adebayo. Do you know that only one player has more 20-point, 10-rebound games in a single postseason than Bam? He passed Shaq the other day, by the way. You know that, right? Shaq has 6, Bam has 7. The only one that has more, of course, the king, LeBron James, who has 10. So Bam is pretty good, right? I agree. Bam is the bomb. And you know what, Tyler Hero? I need a hero. Yes, I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. Tyler Hero's been unbelievable. Jimmy Buckets, dude, he ain't cutting his hair. He plays D. Goran Dragic has been doing it. Heck, Duncan Robinson, it's been icy smooth, you know, just draining things from the ocean. I like that, man. But let me tell you what's going to happen. Bam has to deal with Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard's playing better, and big old LeBron James. And Rondo's going to take advantage of Goran Dragic, and Duncan Robinson. I just feel like this thing doesn't go 6. I got excited about the Heat, and then I really started breaking it down yesterday, and then I started thinking about it. And after you watch like the Lakers and the way LeBron closed that junk out, they're rolling at a different level. Anthony Davis hitting that game-winning shot. They really came into that people keep forgetting. The Joker and Murray and even Michael Porter Jr. Nuggets were playing amazing basketball. They dominated them. He'd have been playing amazing basketball, don't get me wrong. And Eric Spoelstra knows LeBron James. Pat Riley knows LeBron James. But he knows them too. I got money already on LA. Amen on that one, baby. I was scared. But, I don't see this one going past 6. Do you?
I already picked Lakers in 5. It's hard for me to imagine.
That's
it's
what
just
I think,
hard
Lakers
for
in
me
5.
to imagine the
I could
Heat
see
doing
a
this.
Game 6.
But
no
the Heat have been
way
surprising everyone through the playoffs, so it is what it is. We'll have to watch and see, but I don't see it getting past 6. 6 is the most.
That's exactly where I'm at, man. I can't believe how much we agree. Oh, man, I should know. But also, another person I agree with very much, and that's my buddy Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. MemphisFarmers.com. Why do you want to go there? You want the power of farmers. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you want the power of farmers, but you want the knowledge of a Memphis man, somebody who's local, understands the city, and you also want a real broker. You don't want to call an 800 number and just get who's given to you. You want somebody that you know, you trust. Call 901-235-1176. 901-235-1176. Call my buddy Daniel Gatlin. Bing, bang, boom. It's done. Check him out. I promise you. You will trust him. I trust him. You'll also love him. Auto, home, life, business, and especially life insurance people. People are still losing their jobs, man. Left and right. It's a scary, scary thing. So get your life insurance now. Get it through Farmers. That's MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Now that the storm has passed, Lowe's is ready to move home forward. Our pro team is here for your pro team every step of the way. We have the essentials to repair and rebuild, to get homes and neighborhoods back up and running. It's what we do, what we've always done, what we'll continue to do. We also offer job site delivery to save you valuable time. Find what you need in-store or 24/7 at lowesforpros.com. Lowe's, because now more than ever before, home unites us.
It's time to catch the falling prices at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah during our Fallback Kia sales event. You'll find best mass market brand and initial quality 5 years running for Kia with J.D. Powers, and we goss it all at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah. Get 2020 Forte $131 a month, 36-month lease. How about a 2020 Soul $148 a month, 36-month lease? And check out the all-new 2021 Kia K5, now just $189 a month, 36-month lease. And they're all just $3149 due at signing. And in these uncertain times, Gossett says rest assured with Kia's 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $3149 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte LE 224963, Soul L7120906, warranty is a limited powertrain warranty, see Kia.com or retailer for details, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 59875, excludes tax title and license, see dealer for complete details, not all customers will qualify.
Jim Gray from Westwood One here with a Monday Night Football preview. Week 3 wraps up with perhaps the game of the season. It's one everybody's been looking forward to. The Chiefs at the Ravens. It matches last year's regular season MVP, Lamar Jackson, against Patrick Mahomes, the reigning Super Bowl MVP. Last week, Kansas City with a compelling overtime victory against the Chargers. Mahomes says that close call makes them a better team.
When you get to the playoffs or when you get to later in the season and trying to make these runs, not every game you're going to be winning the whole entire game. So we have to find a way to win no matter what adversity hits us and no matter what situation we're in the game.
Baltimore is also off to a 2-0 start. Ian Eagle and Tony Baselli will have the call of the Chiefs at the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We're here to help you get it done. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX conventional motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup, you can get it fast, your way. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Now that the storm has passed, Lowe's is ready to move home forward. Our Pro Team is here for your Pro Team every step of the way. We have the essentials to repair and rebuild, to get homes and neighborhoods back up and running. It's what we do, what we've always done, what we'll continue to do. We also offer job site delivery to save you valuable time. Find what you need in-store or 24/7 at lowesforpros.com. Lowe's, because now more than ever before, home unites us.
Ugh, I have to do laundry when I get home. I have to lug all my clothes over to the washing machine. Then I get to put them in the dryer and accidentally shrink my cashmere sweater again.
Motorcycles make everything exciting. And when Geico makes it easy to switch and save on motorcycle insurance, it's even more exciting.
I'm gonna fold all my socks into little balls. Yeah!
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Yo, welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour with your buddy Johnny Radio, our good buddy Gabe Kuhn, who's over there on the, just taking care of all the sound, getting my man Terry Davis, who's going to join us, and yes, that's right, Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71, the one that did all the blocking for those great quarterbacks as this program got going, and yes, it's now better than, it's better than Florida State. And man, I right now think it should be considered as a playoff team, and they should not have moved down. I don't know how they haven't played, but Arkansas State, who they beat Kansas State. Kansas State, who got beat by Arkansas State, beat Oklahoma. So how does Memphis lose? I don't know. But guess what? Terry Davis is going to tell us, and he's also going to tell us about a little rescheduling of a football game, and we got some football this weekend, so I'm going to bring in my good buddy Terry D to tell us what's going down. What's up, TD?
What's going on, my brother? How's things going?
Man, I'm hanging in there. I got a little dude. I feel like there's a little dude sitting in my throat, tickling my throat. Other than that, I'm actually doing really well.
Hey, watch how you said that, man.
I know. I don't know. Or a little lady. I don't know how to explain it, but when you do a talk for a living and you feel like somebody's tickling the back of your throat, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, trust me. I understand what you're talking about.
But I got to ask you because there's been a lot of stuff going on in the world, and there's been a lot of stuff. I think Ryan Silverfield, who's been grumpy, I don't think he's going to be nearly as agitated as our man down in at Florida State should be with COVID-19. Poor Mike Norvell. But Ryan Silverfield shouldn't be just upset about the party bus. Things should get back to, football focus. He should be excited with what he's seen from Arkansas State to Kansas State to Oklahoma. And we've got a reschedule of a football game, and we got one this weekend. So, TD, you got a whole lot of stuff to tell us.
Man, this should be a good weekend because, like I told Coach, I'm going to Dallas this weekend with you or without you. So I hope y'all are there. Yeah, they'll be there, man. And it's gonna be good, man. And my biggest thing is gonna be the rust. You know, when you off for they've been off literally a month.
And how much actual practice were they able to do while they were doing a lot of quarantining and stuff? See, I don't know all that stuff, so I'm kind of actually leaning on you for that.
They've been off and on because I think today, tomorrow, going to be the first day that they're all back. You know, in one group. You know, some of the guys been working out. You know, in their quarantine room, and the guys who came off, they weeded into them to the weight room and practicing. So I think what today and tomorrow, he's just going to run them to death to get them back in shape. So they're in shape because it's going to be a track meet Saturday. It's going to be a track meet.
Ooh, I know. It's going to be, you think it's going to be all through the air, kind of like we watched with Mississippi State this weekend, except for was more one-sided with Mississippi State and LSU?
I think Memphis will be able to maintain it because even though Memphis only played one game, I think the quality of opponents is much better than the two people that SMU played combined. So I think that might help them out. And besides, you know, this is one game that Memphis don't have to get up for because they know SMU has a good record, and SMU is going to be looking to knock Memphis off of what they did to Memphis did to them last year.
And by the way, for all you people that don't know, Memphis is playing SMU. Somehow Memphis fell to 25 this week. They're playing at 2:30 Central Time. Memphis right now is currently a 3-point favorite, and you got two great quarterbacks who are very experienced in Shane Buechele and Brady White. Now, I would say Brady White, very, very talented, great, especially, his mind, the way he understands the offense, everything he's trying to do. Shane Buechele, would you say he's more of a gunslinger?
I think Shane Buechele may have more talent than Brady White, but Brady White has better weapons and he understands the system better. Mm-hmm. So I would get an edge to Brady because Shane may have a better arm, but Brady has better weapons.
Yeah, and by the way him and Dykes worked in game one, I know it was in game one, but Sean Dykes looked like he was a pass-catching tight end that we love to see. We also know about Coxie, and there's a plethora of weapons. We're going to also still have to see what they do with the running game. But yeah, it is interesting. They haven't played in a while. SMU though, you think Arkansas State? I think unequivocally they're definitely better than the two opponents. But man, SMU dropped 50 and 65 in their first two games. So that's 115 points in two games?
Yes, that's a lot, man. And that just shows you the quality of their opponents.
Yeah, North Texas isn't very good.
Right. Yeah, they're not very good. And Arkansas State is pretty good. You know, they just didn't have the depth. But Memphis, after that first quarter, they actually played better defensively. Mm-hmm. And I think defensively, Memphis is a better team than SMU is overall.
So, Stephen F. Austin, you wouldn't call them a football school either?
You know what? We get to play them later this year.
I know. Hey, by the way, that's also what I want to mention to you, by the way. SMU, they played North Texas. Stephen F. Austin, they beat North Texas 65-35, and then they went just crazy, 50-7 on Stephen F. Austin. Memphis beat Arkansas State 37-24. Arkansas State bounced back and beat Kansas State, and Kansas State bounced back and beat Oklahoma. I don't know how, is the Big 12 really as bad as everybody's looking? And do you think with the Big 10 and the Pac-12 coming on board that people are going to start taking their eyes off the American, the Sun Belt, and the other conferences and start focusing more on just the SEC, the ACC, the Big 10, and the Pac-12?
One thing that American has over the Pac-12 and the Big 10, if they're going to be playing games. Yep. The Pac-12 will get the benefit of the doubt because they're not playing until the 1st of November. But once they play a couple games and the American are rolling, because as the season goes, you're supposed to start peaking till the end of the season. And if you start your stuff first week of November, how are you going to be peaking? So I don't think they're going to take them with a lot of grain of salt unless they just come out and just go gangbusters, which I don't believe because, it takes you a while to get up to that level. So I don't think they pass the eye test. But the Big Ten probably will because they come in on a little bit earlier. That 3 weeks might not sound like a lot, but it makes a big difference.
All right. Now, also, we're playing this Saturday, 2:30, SMU. We were already supposed to play a Houston team from the great state of Texas. That's been rescheduled. Mr. Terry Davis, do you know when that game's going to be?
Of course you do, and you know exactly the date and the time.
Would you tell the people for us?
You tell me.
December. Gabe, tell him because I already put it down.
Originally scheduled
It's the week-
September 19th. Obviously, that was postponed. It is going to be on December 5th.
5th, yes. Thank you, Gabe.
The weekend before the playoff game.
That's right. Can you believe that? And by the way, do you think the Pac-12 playing 2 days before their championship game, 2 days before the playoff committee announces, and the American kind of finishing, with about a week left, maybe unless things get pushed back, do you think some of those last games are going to leave a lasting impression on the playoff committee, or do you think the resume of a Central Florida and Memphis is still going to be better looking than possibly some of those other power conferences?
I think when the playoff rankings start coming out in mid-December, mid-October, that right there is right, because you got to realize they're going to be looking at these teams in October, and come November, then they're going to look at this new kid coming in, but they're going to have the body of work of these teams that's already been playing. That and that's going to resonate better with them than a team that's coming in playing their first game, and the other teams have 5, 6, and 3 games under their belts already. So I think they're going to give them the benefit of doubt for playing more games, no matter how good you may look going in.
I mean, because like when I say we, the American is Central Florida, who's at 11th in one poll, they're 12th in another, they're 11th in the AP, they're 12th in the coaches. You've got, of course, Memphis, who for some reason fell to 25th. They haven't played, even though Arkansas State, I've already told you the other stuff, they fell for some reason. But, I mean, the Americans getting love. Don't forget Cincinnati's 15 in both polls. Their quarterback's been playing pretty good this year. It's kind of interesting what's going on. I think the Americans should get a little love, but I want to ask you honestly, is the Big 12 already done? And by the way, how in the heck is OU still ranked after losing to Kansas State?
They're the Power 5 darlings of the Big 12. The Big 12 is not done yet because Texas, as bad as they look, and they should have lost that game.
Should have lost to Texas Tech. They were down by 15 with 3 minutes to go.
But at the end of the day, what happened? They got a win in the left-hand column. And that's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. No matter how bad it looks, they got a win and they didn't take an L. Then when they play Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout, the winner of that game will set themselves up to be the chosen child of the Big 12 for the rest of the year.
All right. Well, what about teams like Pittsburgh, who are barely holding on and undefeated?
Nope. Don't worry about that.
No, what I'm saying is when the big, like they keep winning or whatever, the Mississippi States of the world, Cincinnati, LSU, who should, they're ranked 17th in one poll, even though they're 0-1 and got destroyed by Mississippi State. What I'm saying is once the Big Ten creeps in and starts playing, and I know you already mentioned, late October, mid-November, when we look at those polls, that's when we're really going to know. What happens week 1? How high do you think Ohio State goes up?
It just depends on whether they do. I think,
do they sit around 6, or once they play a game, do they just immediately start jumping people?
I think they're gonna sit around 6, around about the 6 to 10 area. They're not gonna go anywhere because everyone wants them to be in there because they represent the whole entire Midwest. Mm-hmm. But if they wind up flipping a couple games at the end, they're gonna be right back at the rock bottom. And in the point of Memphis don't have to worry about where they're ranked at now because if they just need to hope UFC and Cincinnati are still holding their ranking and just knock them off, and you'll get what you need to get.
It's crazy. There's 5 Big 10 teams that are still ranked currently. There's also, believe it or not, Texas out of the big, the big loser 12. Sunbelt's beat them 3 times. Texas Tech could have lost to Houston Baptist. They gave up 600-plus yards to Houston Baptist. Then Texas has to come back from 15 down in the last 3 minutes. Like, the Big 12 just looks to me totally, out of it. And then Oklahoma State, they're no way. I know Chuba Hubbard's a good running back. They can't stop any offense that's worth a darn, period. They're going to lose quickly. I think the Big 12 will be out of it. Is there anybody in the Pac-12 that you even care about?
Oregon has always got talent out there, but because I don't really trust the California schools this year because you want USC and UCLA to do well, but a lot of those guys hadn't even practiced. At least Arizona State. If I had to pick a dark horse, if I had to pick a dark horse from the Pac-12, I would pick Arizona State because at least they've been practicing, continuously through all this shutdown and not playing and all like that. So I think they're going to take off quickly because they ended off really well last year. and Herm Edwards has got that program rolling. So I would not be surprised if Arizona State be the the Pac-12 representative, not only in the Rose Bowl, but if they make it to the Power Four.
Man, that's pretty interesting right there. I like that, by the way. A lot of people got Oregon from, of course, Washington, Stanford, Arizona's picked fourth. I think that's a nice little dark horse candidate to come out there and win it, but we'll see what happens with him. I like Herman Edwards. And I also like the fact that I saw him this Saturday on College Football Countdown. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a good guy, man, because, some coaches that you really don't like to be around, but he's one of those type of coaches. He's the same person on camera, in person, and as he is off camera, he's the same. He is what you get, he is what he is. Because like some of these coaches, you get up there, you don't want to be with them, but you could have a soda or a beverage with him if you wanted to.
Well, Terry D., I got to ask you something before I say goodbye. Memphis, SMU, what is the total? What do you think the total is going to be personally?
Over under?
Yeah, what do you think the final, how many points do you think they put up together, combined score? What is your, Terry Davis, not Vegas, how many points do you think they score?
75.
Ooh, I like that one. I think this one's going mad over. You can't almost sit this one too high. I think it's going to be a track meet. Total, it's not even out right now, by the way. It's just Memphis -3. But when they do finally put the real total out, I will let you know. I think it's probably going to be around 60-something.
It's going to be
I think it's going to go over.
Right, it's going to go over because the game last year went over, and it was a high number.
And both offenses, by the way, are averaging over 37 points per game. I know Memphis has only played one, and SMU's played basically 2 powder kegs. But, you can't count SMU, averaging, 50, 60 points a game.
Yeah, exactly.
North Texas and, Stephen F. Austin aren't exactly world beaters. So it will be an interesting game. Shane Buechele, Brady White. It's going to be a lot of fun. 2:30, ESPN2, Tigers and SMU. Tigers are ranked 25th. It's a very big game, and I'm glad they're back to football. Any news you need to break before you say goodbye about the basketball team?
Nothing pretty much, but don't be surprised with Landis Noley. We met with him early this week or last week, and he's a really good guy. Now, I think Memphis is going to fall in love with this guy really, 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 really quick.
Whoa, so you're real high, huh?
Yeah, I'm really high because this guy is very humble, and he has a passion and desire because he thinks he could be one of the best players in the country, and he thinks Penny can get him there. And he has all. I think, unlike Precious, he had to break him in about the system, and I think he's already bought into Penny's system, and he's already just soaking it up. And where with Precious, it took him a few months to, he came fighting and screaming, right? But Landers has already bought into his system, and I expect him to, be a 20-plus guy on a regular basis.
Well, I know you got to be fired up. Your Reds pitching staff looks awesome. MLB playoffs are going on. Trevor Bauer might win him a Cy Young. Who knows? Dude's been absolutely nasty. 100 Ks, only 17 walks. He's been ridiculous. 1.74 ERA. I think they smoked the Braves in the first series.
Me too. I just want to win one. We didn't win last time we went to the playoffs. We didn't win one. I just want to win one.
All right, NBA Finals, Heat Lakers. Who you got?
You know who I got. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Laker man. So I'm
You're
going
a Laker
Lakers.
Man. I knew that. And last but not least, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Upset. I'm going with Kansas City over Baltimore. I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a 65-point game tonight, and I'm going with Mahomes.
Ooh, the total is 54.5, so I take the over, people. TD, be good out there. Give him a follow, and make sure you also read, the Tiger Sports Report. Make sure you always go to @TerryD515. Check him out. He's the best in the business. Terry, be good out there, my brother.
I'll be good, my brother. Be good.
I will be. That's Terry Davis. I'm late for a break. Remember Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles. When smiles are hard to get, you'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimandbrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Tonight, Fox has all the new drama you've been looking for. From wild action,
LAPD,
to shocking twists.
Run in hell.
First, Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba partner up for LA's finest.
You know you could get yourself killed. Says the lady standing over a dead body.
Then, Kim Cattrall stars in the new series critics call soapy good fun, Filthy Rich.
Did you really think you'd have the upper hand in my town?
LA's finest and Filthy Rich. Fox tonight.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Ruddock Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Yo, 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 I am your pusher man. Sports 56, Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. You know me at Johnny_Radio. Don't forget, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Sports 56, WHBQ. Check us out. And we're chilling in the Family Leisure Studios.
Hey, by the way, real quick.
Ooh,
our new signal's up and running.
Oh
98.5
my
FM.
Yes, I was getting ready to say that. I'm glad you said that. We got a brand new signal, and we're slowly going to get this bad boy to be the greatest deadgum signal on planet Earth. And, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. New things always happening here, but I also have to say Family Leisure. If you want your house looking extremely beautiful, if you want a pool next year, if you want spas, if you want anything you want, let me tell you something. If you need chemicals, if you need a beautiful, they have one of those chairs that I want that, like, you know how, like, you know, the chair that you lean back, like, you know, like a man chair or whatever, like you sit there, but this
recliner?
A recliner, thank you. But no, this thing has like a massager built into that joint. Oh my God, it's one of the, I sat there for like 45 minutes, fell asleep.
What about your pool magnums?
Dude, you only go with if you're going with the noodle, never go skinny. Go with the Magnum, and they got them all at Family Leisure. I'm telling you, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. But guess what? Sportsbook people, who likes to bet? I do. Gabe Kuhn. Some of the best information just was tweeted out. And what are some of the craziest odds that have changed?
This is interesting because this is from Brett McMurphy. This is via Superbook Sports. In the college football playoff, this is to win the title. To win the title, and I think there's some significant jumps, some significant drops as well. I think it has to do with the Oklahoma loss and the LSU loss. Now, let's start with Miami. Miami went from 300 to 1 now to 30 to 1. Mississippi State 500 to 1 now 60 to 1. UNC North Carolina 500 to 1 now 100 to 1. UCF 300 to 1 now 100 to 1. BYU, who has played absolutely out of their mind for their early season, 1,000 to 1 now 300 to 1, and University of Memphis from 1,000 to 1 to 300 to 1. Those are significant.
Those are significant.
Huge.
And by the way, think about, I mean, Memphis is being mentioned, but by the way, BYU dropped Navy 55-3, yo. 55-3. When have you ever seen Ken get a whipping like that?
Never. Honestly.
I've never seen it. That's what I was asking. Dude, I didn't know the Cougars were going to be like this. They look like they come to play. And, yeah, they beat Troy 48-7. So they've given up 10 points while scoring over, 103 points on the year while giving up 10. BYU ain't no joke. Yeah, the Tigers are back to playing this weekend. SMU 2:30 on ESPN2. I'm so fired up. And plus, they rescheduled the Houston game for December 5th. We'll be back in 2 shakes. It's Gabe Kuhn. It's your boy Johnny Radio. And we're talking nothing but football. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Hey everybody, this fall is going to be the best and I am loving these new All-Star Chevys. You will not find more Silverados anywhere and for a lot less. If it's a new Chevy you want, Olive Branch is where you want to be. Come drive one of these new Tahoes. I just did it and I'm telling you, I want to go on a road trip right now. Drive a new Traverse or a new Camaro. Wait, here is the new Chevy car to drive. One of these Impalas that has all the awards. All-Star wins on the low prices. We're talking 20-something. You could even get thousands in cash back. And don't forget to check out the certified pre-owned Chevy deals. The lot is full. Tahoes, Malibus, Impalas, Suburbans. Just don't forget, it's not the Pike, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Collierville. It's gotta be Olive Branch, people. And everyone at All-Star has one job, just one job, to make sure you get the best deal and have more fun and in record time. So find new roads to Kraft Goodman Road in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I love the real estate business. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. I've been selling real estate a long time. What I love is having people ask me how some houses sell so quickly and others sit. That's an easy answer. Any agent can sit and tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to know. I give you options and alternatives. I'm a firm believer in preparation, presentation, and proper pricing. We discuss that in my unique Shellbucks option. Beating your competition down the street or around the corner is the name of the game. So if you or someone you know is thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 real estate agents and make sure that I am one of them. Find out why my strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option can mean the difference in whether you sit or sell. You'll find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Shell Done Rosengarten. 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Tonight, Fox has all the new drama you've been looking for. From wild action
LAPD
to shocking twists.
Running him.
First, Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba partner up for LA's finest.
You know you could get yourself killed. Says the lady standing over a dead body.
Then, Kim Cattrall stars in the new series critics call soapy good fun, filthy rich.
Did you really think you'd have the upper hand in my town?
LA's finest and filthy rich. Fox tonight.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
What's up, JB? Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your good buddy, Johnny Radio. Y'all know Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71. And by the way, follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Insta. And don't forget, we're on Sports 56, 96.1, and now 98.5 FM. Check it out. Now, we're going to do Hardwood because it feels so good. We got, in Hardwood, I've got some crazy stories about Joe Montana. I got another alien crazy story, but this is like not about really an alien. This is about some scientists in the at the South Pole. Did you hear what happened in the South Pole?
What happened? Well, actually,
I'm
gonna have to learn later.
Let me tell you something. It is, listen to this. I'm just going to put it this way. Vladimir Putin is covering up this creature they found, and he's going to try to weaponize it.
Is this a YouTube video, buddy?
It started on TikTok, but then I Googled it.
No.
It's hilarious.
Did Honey show you the TikTok?
No, there's a TED Talk about it that I watched.
Okay.
So TED
Talk?
So the guy
who did this TED Talk?
Oh no, he's from Bozeman. I don't know. He's been in the Arctic for 31 years. He works at like
Is it the Loch Ness Monster?
Dude, no, it's like an octopus with like 1,000 more tentacles and can like kill you from 150 feet away and like cut your head off. It's a crazy machine. Okay,
Oh my God,
it's
it's
a
a
killing
machine?
machine. Dude, he lives in freshwater lakes. Did you know there were lakes under the South Pole?
What?
Yeah, there's tons of them. They
Oh
found
my gosh.
like there's rivers and lakes.
I can't
all
wait to
kinds of
hear
stuff.
about this.
Yeah, Hardwood is going to trip you out. Plus, we got baseball stuff I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about why the Braves unequivocally have no chance in this one. Basically, just I don't know if you know this crazy pitcher who cut his finger on a drone. Did you hear about that guy?
Yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, we'll talk about him and a bunch more. But we got to get to a whole lot of stuff because Hardwood is going to be absolutely amazing and hilarious. But I'm going to tell you something. Me and Gabe Kuhn, I know I enjoyed my weekend. I'm very blessed. I hope she's not listening. No, she's at work, so I'm good. I love the fact that Honey is now working on Saturdays and Sundays because I watch football all day and don't have to listen to her complain of one bit. It is so good. And plus, when I want to go down to casinos or whatever, you know what? I just go get in my car and I bounce, man. Not going to go walk my pups. But, it's cool. It's cool. So we're going to be talking football. And this weekend, I watched more football than anybody and their grandmother. That's all I did. And I just got to say, we're going to start in college. We're going to finish up in the NFL. And then at 2:45, we will actually finish and give you our Monday night pick, Chiefs at the Ravens. But the first place that I got to start, of course, I'm starting in the Southeastern Conference.
How couldn't you?
You have to start there with the SEC. It's back. And this is a weird place that I'm going to start with. I just wanted to ask you this, Gabe Kuhn. The SEC has started back. I went back and looked at a couple pieces. Dan Wolken, Doug Gottlieb. I can go and name a bunch if you want me to be an a-hole. I don't mind being one either. But they said that basically they cast aspersions on an entire section of the country, and they said that we are basically ignorant. I mean, because they can't say it, they didn't say like the joke about, have you ever heard about kicking your sister in the chin? Or don't go any farther than that. Just keep it there. Have you ever heard any of like the crazy jokes? Like the Southern jokes that they always So what I'm trying to say is they couldn't quite put those in their article, but they might as well called us no-brained hillbillies. Well, guess what? The no-brained hillbillies, the Southeastern Conference, who basically was from everybody out west and all the writers who basically said the SEC is just going to push forward no matter what. They're so dumb. Don't they know the pandemic's going on? They're so stupid. Again, if you look at actually CDC guidelines and all that stuff, wearing masks, getting tested, isolation, all that stuff, it can actually be contained. And guess what? We have seen football. Now, we've also seen basketball, and we have MLB playoffs. The NBA Finals are this week. We got Monday Night Football with the Chiefs at the Ravens. By the way, you can hear the Chiefs and the Ravens right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5, baby. How you like that? But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the SEC was basically, there was dispersions on everybody in the South about how backwoods stupid we are. But I'm going to ask you a question. As the SEC opened up their season, does the SEC now look stupid, or is it the Big Ten and the Pac-12 who are playing catch-up and now chasing the Southeastern Conference? And like, oh my goodness, are we going to have enough games? And now they're going to have to change the rules for the Big Ten and the Pac-12 because the SEC was just so stupid. Dude, they started this week. They started after the Big 12. They started after the Sun Belt. Started after the American. They put in tons of protocols, and we had football. Now, it's weird, I'm sure, for my friend Brett Norsworthy down in Oxford, walking through the Grove, and it probably looked like the world had ended because nobody's at the Grove on a football day. Like, that's not normal. But it was different. But Florida, 51, Ole Miss, 35. Ole Miss offense looked good. Ole Miss's defense is just abysmal. Let's be real. But Lane Kiffin, I think, is going to have a pretty good career. Mike Leach and Mississippi State dropping 44 on the defending national champs, LSU. Yeah, I know Joe Burrow's playing for Cincinnati. I know that they lost 17 players. I know Derek Stingley was in the hospital. But Mississippi State and KJ Costello threw for 412 yards and put up 623 total yards and 5 touchdowns versus Mississippi State. Versus LSU. This is Mississippi State. When have you seen a Mississippi State offense that wasn't led by Dak Prescott go and drop LSU?
First of all, I'd like to say the first week of the SEC seemed pretty successful to me.
Sure did.
It owned the day.
Except for Georgia in the first half.
Let's be completely honest about it. It owned the day in regards to where you were watching and what you were watching on your TV. That's the truth of the matter.
It is.
But I think the state of the Mississippi, you can't ask for much more out of those teams. Obviously,
No.
Mississippi State pulling off a ridiculous upset, looking fantastic in their first game with Mike Leach.
Hold on.
But let's go to Ole Miss.
Go.
This is what I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about. Is Matt Corral just like the happiest person in the world that Lane Kiffin was the next head football coach at Ole Miss? Because I think he was. 395 yards, 3 TDs, 1 INT against one of the better teams in the country who supposedly has this good defense.
I thought it
Florida.
I thought it was absolutely insulting. I was watching the SEC Network, and they went in there and were like, the Gators are way too good to give up 35 points to the Ole Miss Rebels. And I'm like, dude, you know who Jerrion Ely is?
Elijah Moore?
Do you know Elijah Moore or Kenny Yibo or Casey Kelly or Don Terry Drummond or whatever? They got Snoop Connor. They got speed. They got a very smart offensive coordinator in Lane Kiffin. DJ Durkin has his hands full. And I can't remember the other dude's name. I know there are 2 co-dudes. I don't know why I can't remember his name ever to save my life. I've only written it down 20 times, and I still can't remember it. But anyway, they got defensive coordinators, and you're going to need them. Heck, they might have to, suit up, man. That defense is bad. But the thing is, Matt Corral coming out there and throwing for 395 yards, 3 touchdowns. Only really one bad throw was the interception. And getting up 35 points on a very – in fact, I almost can say it right now. I don't care if they even get Daniels back. Florida's winning the East, yo. Florida might be the best, and second best might even be Tennessee.
Although they struggled at the end of the game against South Carolina, Tennessee did.
Man, yeah,
I see what you're saying.
At the very beginning and
that's what you expected from Florida. They had the most people returning. You had Kyle Trask coming back, who last year.
By the way,
again, I brought this up at the beginning of the show. Kyle Trask last year, it was like when he came in for Felipe Franks, but when he came in for Felipe Franks, it was, he's managing very well.
Yep.
He's making no mistakes. He's putting the ball where it needs to be, right in his playmaker's hands. Now, after watching that game, and I know that the secondary from Ole Miss was, let's just be frank, not good. Bad. Very bad. He looked like a playmaker. He really did. And that offense looked very high-powered.
KJ Costello and Kyle Trask both have elevated themselves up into an actual, believe it or not, I know it's too early, but almost Heisman contention. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't go out there and throw for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and people look at you and be like, man, you're a pretty good quarterback.
How about NFL looks, too?
Dude.
Both of them are 6'5", 220 plus.
Oh, wait,
throwing
by the way,
the ball
I
like
keep
that.
saying 4. No, Costello threw for 623 yards. It was Kyle Trask who threw for 416. I can't. Trask had 6 touchdowns.
But Trask, 6 TDs, no interceptions.
Yes, and no interceptions. While my other buddy had 5 touchdowns, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
2 interceptions, but he had 600
He threw
freaking yards.
And he also threw the ball 60 times. You're bound to throw a couple INTs in that.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns. But, dude, he had a, by the way, right now,
with that many
by the
attempts.
end of the year, who's going to be the better quarterback, Costello or Trask?
It's a fantastic question. But the thing is, you're going to, with KJ Costello, I think it's inevitable that he's going to have an off game against a good defense because when you put the ball in the air that many times, you're putting it into tight spots. You have to force the ball downfield in that offense. He's going to make some mistakes. That's just natural, right? So I think when you look at Kyle Trask and what he's going to be able to do offensively with the weapons he has around him and running the ball with a good O-line, I do think personally Kyle Trask is going to be making less mistakes as far as the year goes on. But as far as numbers, As far as passing yards, as far as passing TDs, I mean, of course it's going to be KJ Costello, right? Like it has to be. Just based on volume.
Well,
it's going to be better numbers for KJ Costello.
I think it's going to be better numbers, but it's going to be, if you look at Kyle Trask, if you just watch the games, KJ Costello was awesome. He also had some great receptions, was grabbing balls out of the air. Mike Leach set up some very easy play. I like his kind of philosophy, like, throw short, run long. You know what I'm saying? He's got a bunch of crossing routes, picking people off left and right. I mean, there was a couple throws where, Costello, he's got 600 yards, but, I mean, he was not – I'm not saying he was like Drew Brees. I watched him throw the ball deep. Don't get me wrong. He actually can throw the ball deep. But how many times did he throw the ball 3 yards across the line and the dude run for 25 yards?
A lot, because that's play design by Mike Leach. That's Mike Leach's bread and butter.
That's what I'm talking about. Unbelievable play design. But Kyle Trask under Dan Mullen, I was watching him make NFL throws. I'm talking about when Pitts came out of the break and turns, that ball's there, and he's not breaking a stride. Trask threw every single pass that I wanted to see. And you know what? I can't believe I'm about to say this because I was not a fan of Trask. He could be this year's Joe Burrow.
That's
dude.
That's
I'm
high regard.
Not saying he's going
hey,
to
that's
go
high
and
regard.
be the greatest quarterback
and
ever.
Also,
no, what I'm saying
let's
is,
time
what
out,
I mean
though.
by Joe Burrow. By the way, what I mean by Joe Burrow is, I don't mean he's going to be have the greatest college quarterback season in the history.
I was going to say.
What I mean is, he's going to be the guy who. We talked about
he's
LSU
elevating.
being a good, we talked about LSU being a good football team and Joe Burrow being a good step up at quarterback, but we never said that they were going to go out there and win the national championship.
He's elevating a 10-win team to a playoff contending team. I see exactly what you mean.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
no
saying
question.
Kyle Trask has the ability to take this team to the next level, and I think that with Kyle Trask, they could win the SEC championship, and they actually, instead of maybe in Alabama, but Mac Jones in Alabama look great too, but what I'm saying is this guy, if he goes out there and just wins all the games and keeps throwing the ball on, I mean, I'm talking about he's throwing BBs. He looked just like Joe Burrow. I mean, Pitt, like, did you see my man Kyle Pitts come out of his break
he's ridiculous.
2 times?
He's
One
insane.
time the only thing he could do was catch it to save it from not hitting him in his solar plex.
He's but Kyle Pitts, by the way, good.
He's
Lord,
a sick
he's
tight
gonna
end.
be.
He's got
insane.
great hands too.
He is, in my opinion, when you look at sort of how the NFL is nowadays, he is just destined to be a good pass-catching tight end in the league,
and,
just truthfully. But also, I do want to point this out.
Oh,
I know we're talking about Kyle Trask in this high regard, and I think he's going to be really good this year. But with that, we do have to temper some expectations until we see him play a good team. And I think that comes on October 10th against Texas A&M because, again, Ole Miss's secondary was so bad. And then South Carolina, I don't know if we're going to see it from that game either. I think we need to wait till we see him against the Texas A&M, against the LSU, before we make a final decision on what Kyle Trask will be this year.
I am asking you, Gabe Kuhn, because you listened to the whole Vanderbilt and Texas A&M game, and I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't watch a play because I thought that game was going to be ugly. When I saw them show the score, that it was 7-5 at halftime, I was like, are they showing – did they screw that up? It's supposed to be a baseball team in front of them, or like what is going on here? Like I was so confused.
You want to know what it is? And I'm getting sick of this because we do this every year. Kellen Mond
is not any good.
No, I'm not even going to say that. I think he's fine. I think he's talented. He didn't make any drastic mistakes against Vanderbilt. But again, when you're supposed to be the number 13 team in the nation against Vanderbilt, you're supposed to blow them out. You can't be average.
No.
You have to throw for more than one TD. And we talk about Kellen Mond every year being this, he's going to take a huge step this year. Going to take a massive step. One of the best QBs in the SEC. Well, talent-wise, yes. But I have yet to see a step taken by this guy.
I have yet to see
It's annoying me at this point. And I think Jared Guarantano is very similar, too.
Yes.
I do.
No, in fact, Tennessee, I don't think really wants to be playing him, but they don't have any other choice. Now, I will tell you one, Mike Stoops has got a defense this year. They're going to be cold-blooded. Kentucky's going to be good. Auburn's a good football team. They were much better in the second half. That game could have gone very different. A couple calls. Kentucky could have been up 14-8 at halftime, or because they didn't call him across the goal line when I thought he was obviously across the goal line. The very next play, Kentucky throws a pick six, but then they called a block in the back, and it could have been, 15-7. Anyway, Auburn goes on 29-13 and basically only gives up 6 points in the second half. Auburn made a heck of a lot of adjustments on defense and shut down Terry Wilson. He couldn't complete a dead gum ball in the second half. It was kind of embarrassing. But Bo Nix, Auburn get the W 29-13. It was a big win. But I'm telling you right now, if you want to win some money, Kentucky's got a couple linebackers that are ballers. They got a good secondary.
Kentucky
and a
took,
defensive end that will put some damn pressure on you.
And Kentucky took themselves out of that game by turnovers.
Stupid.
And then also, what did you see the punter? What he tried to do?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, my Lord.
That was embarrassing.
If you're a punter, and I know they do these checks sometimes, they say, okay, if
tried
we're
to
doing
run,
the rugby punt, we're doing the rugby punt.
I would have killed him. When he took off around the right, and he lost, 4 yards? He didn't get close, dude.
Yeah.
What does he think? He's a speedster?
I don't know what it was because they did that against Mizzou last year. But he rolls out on his rugby punt, and sometimes you can check out of it and run for the first down. But it was a 4th and 9.
It's gotta be open.
It was a 4th and 9.
And he lost 4 yards.
Yeah. So you give it to him right in your end of the field, and they just score easily. Bo Nix, if you make him work, you might have a chance to beat that Auburn team. You have to make him work, though, and drive long fields. But if you give him a 30-yard field to go get a touchdown, they'll win every time. They'll take advantage. They have a good defense.
They do have a great defense. But real quick, and then I'm going to hop on. We're going to go to the next thing. But I got to say, and we'll probably talk tons of NFL tomorrow. But, man, Mac Jones, he owns that junt. He's filled the shoes of Tua. I told you last week I didn't understand why everybody was talking about, oh, my God, how hard it's going to be to fill the shoes of Tua. But can we just be honest? He's got also Jalen Waddell, one of the best receivers in the country, and Najee Harris. Damn, he's cold-blooded. I mean, dude's got moves on top of moves on top of moves, and he's got speed to burn. He has that extra gear and extra gear if he needs. Dude only had 17 carries, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. Najee Harris. Alabama, they look pretty tough. But here's what I wanted to ask you. Were you impressed with Arkansas or just shocked at what you were seeing in the first half with Georgia?
I would say it had to do with Georgia.
I mean,
I gave Arkansas credit for sticking in there.
And they covered by 1.
They stuck in there. I'll give them credit for that. But Georgia needs a quarterback, and they need him fast. I guess that Stetson Bennett is going to be the guy because
Till Daniels is healthy.
But
or
here's
he might
the
be
thing
the guy.
about
Daniels doesn't know
he doesn't know. He hasn't been there that long.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
he's
You might
been
be right.
hurt.
Bennett probably going to keep that job.
Because when you are coming back from an ACL, you're worried about rehabbing. You're not worried about you want to pick up that offense, but at the same time, you got to understand this is a guy who has 3 years left of eligibility, so he has time to go ahead and learn the offense. So I bet he has been devoting most of his time to that ACL recovery.
By the way,
but they said he's going to be cleared to play this week. By the way,
wow,
he's going to be cleared, but I don't know if he will play. But they need a quarterback, and they need it fast. They need to figure out that situation and get that under control.
Well, this is the one thing that I want to ask you. Outside of the Power 5, are the best quarterbacks, are they Dylan Gabriel, Desmond Ridder, possibly Cincinnati and Central Florida?
No, I'm not. To be honest with you, I love Dylan Gabriel. I think he's the best quarterback in the AAC right now.
Is Desmond Ridder the most overrated?
I know the Memphis fans are like, well, Brady White. No.
Is Desmond Ridder the most overrated?
I don't think he's rated. I don't think he's very good.
Ooh, a lot of people talk about him. Oh my God,
he can run that thing. I mean, he can run it. Get that read out, but he can't place the ball. I watched him against Army.
He's 6'4". He's 220 pounds. He can run it. He's got a cannon.
He's got a hose, but he can't control it. He can't control it.
But he doesn't know exactly where it's going all the time.
I was watching it. He went 18 for 33. Okay,
dude,
and it was a decent game for him. I'm not taking it away. And Army, that's a good Army team that they beat 24-10. Okay, so I'll give them credit.
That's why I was bringing it up because it was a good Army team.
But Desmond Ridder, I've never been impressed with.
Well, this is why I want to ask because I was looking at rankings. They have him higher than Brady White. Would you put Brady White behind Dylan Gabriel? Shane Buechele?
Here's the thing. I think there needs to be a definition. They need to define this first. Because I think Dylan Gabriel's arm talent is the highest you can get in the AAC, right? Shane Buechele right there behind.
And he can run the best.
Shane Buechele right there behind. But Brady White's knowledge of how to get the ball to playmakers, of where to place the ball, is the best in the AAC. Now, I don't think anyone's going to argue with me or you that he's not the most talented quarterback And he's just not.
No,
he's not the most talented guy. If you watch Dylan Gabriel, you would realize that very, very quickly. He has some arm talent, and I people might go crazy when I say this. And I know that I can draw this foil because they're both from Hawaii. His arm, and they're both lefties. Very similar arm talent to Tua Tagovailoa.
Sure is.
Just truthfully
Let's be honest,
talking.
I'm with you.
Now, obviously, the talent that he's playing against is a lot different, but it is very similar. And people might roast me for that,
No,
but
I'm with you.
I know you see what I see.
I'm with you. I've been on top of Dylan Gabriel for a while. If you didn't notice, remember I told you even week 1, this kid, last year I was talking about Dylan Gabriel. But also, before I say
True sophomore, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, a true sophomore. That's another thing. True. Started true freshman right after Mackenzie Milton. And guess what? He made you forget about Mackenzie Milton. That's hard to do. Now, this is also important. I didn't get to talk about it much, but we got to start talking MVPs, and this is going to blow you away. It's Russell Wilson. It's Aaron Rodgers. And my
Josh
third.
Allen. Come on.
My God. How did you?
I brought it up last week.
Oh, you did?
He's insane. He's been
Okay.
playing.
I laughed at you last week.
Didn't
Remember?
I text you, by the way?
Yes, you
this
did.
week I
You were
said,
wrong.
the whole offseason I was trashing the Bills because of Josh Allen. I couldn't have been more wrong.
You
But
did
at least
text me
I'll
that.
admit it. At least I
You
admit
did.
it.
You did text me that. You want to hear something that's going to mess you up? Most passing plus rushing touchdowns in NFL history through the first 3 team games. Okay, are you ready for this? Number 1, Russell Wilson, 2020 this year, he's got 14. He's right now. The reason I have him number 1, he's front runner. Do you know who in 2020 is right behind him? Josh Allen with 12. The only person to ever have more, Patrick bleeping Mahomes with 13 last year. And then there's Peyton Manning, who had 12 in 2013. And this is the one where Gabe can punch me because I still bust on him. Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2008, 12 touchdowns.
My man.
You're a man.
Gritty.
The beard, Mr. Gritty.
Gritty.
But we're coming back, by the way, with a little Hardwood. We've had such an amazing show. I appreciate it. We talked a lot of college football. We're going super NFL heavy. Hit us up at 67129. But I've got some fun and funny stories. And I also got to tell you something that's going to shock you that happened 60 years ago today. 60 years ago today. I'll give you a little hint. It has to do with baseball. Can you guess? He's the person I think is the greatest baseball player ever to don a uniform. Don't touch that dial. Remember, Sports 56, 96.1, and 98.5 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
The day has come for huge savings at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat with Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days going strong on Covington Pike. Get 0% APR plus no payments for 90 days. New 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS Top Safety Pick, $21,740 or $275 a month. 2020 Dodge Challenger, a muscle car with best-in-class cargo volume, $24,690 or $318 a month. 2020 Dodge Charger, America's fastest 4-door muscle car, $24,990 or $329 a month. And 2020 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab, $366 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat, 1901 Covington Pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down. Must finance through Chrysler, Cherokee, LD 561583, Challenger, LH 214740, Charger, LH 116732, 1500 LS 139-171. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Pros today have to do whatever the job calls for, and the Home Depot is here to help make that easier. With a wide range of delivery options, you can get what you need, from job lot quantities to small supply runs, delivered where and when you need it. Don't want to buy the tool? Rent it. We've got the most innovative products and more ways for pros to find them, in-store and online. Pros are changing, so are we. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
I'm here with the outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Gary, tell everyone how they can experience the Lexus of Memphis satisfaction.
Come in and be a part of our family at Lexus of Memphis. Experience the customer service that we provide to each guest like a member of our own family. If you're on the side of the road and you need us, we're there. If you need help with anything with your car, technology, Bluetooth, the app suite, we have a dedicated team to help you with this in your journey with your Lexus.
That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking, no telephone pole to get in your way, a cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Get ready to fall in love with driving again in your new Kia from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Get everything you want with the 2020 Forte, just $131 a month. Or hit the road in 2020 Soul, $148 a month. And transform your driving experience this fall in the all-new 2021 K5, now $189 a month. All 36-month leases in just $31.49 due at signing. And you'll get peace of mind you can trust with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It's time to get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $650 acquisition fee, Forte LE 2249.63, Soul L7120906, K5MG 003-199. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 598.75. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Not all customers will qualify.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines, Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee jail.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio. John Harden, if you want to know the name. You know Gabe Kuhn? I know him. We call him Gabe Kuhn. He's at G_Coon71. He's my very, very good friend. And we're very excited because we're having a lot of fun. And I'm about to go to Hardwood, and I'm going to take y'all to a place that's going to make you feel good. But before I do that, I got to tell you who gives you this segment. I'm also going to make you laugh. I might even make you cry because you're going to laugh so hard. But also remember, if you're out there struggling and you can't find somebody to buy your house, well, I'm going to be your savior. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. Guess what? Just sold your house. It's as simple as that. No joke. Dead serious. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in any house in 5 days. And plus, it's any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. Just give him a call. He'll be there in 2 shakes. Bing, bang, boom. 5 days later, you got your check. And you know what you're doing? You're strutting. Life is saved. If that bank's calling and saying they're going to file bankruptcy, don't let them. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. Just sold your house. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Now, I got to start off with something very, 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 very simple. I'm a baseball fan. We got Major League Playoff Baseball starting tomorrow. I cannot wait, by the way. But I got to tell you something. And Mr. Gabe Kuhn, I'm kind of wondering if you know this. Like, we have baseball starting tomorrow at, 1 o'clock, Astros Twins. At 2 o'clock, White Sox Athletics. And then guess what? At 6 o'clock, Yankees and Indians. Garrett Cole and Shane Bieber on the hill? Holy cow. Over and under in strikeouts, 20. You got the over or the under in that one?
Ooh. First game of the playoffs. I'm going to go, I would probably lean over.
I'm going over with Bieber and Cole.
Yeah, I'd probably
Bieber's
lean
going to get
over.
you 10. He's gotten 10 in every game this year, and Cole's going to get you some too, so I'm going over. I think it's going to be that nasty. Now, we got baseball, but I wanted to bring this up. What happened 60 years ago today to my favorite baseball player? Well, let me tell you a little secret. Y'all know Ted Williams, right? Y'all know he also served his country, served in 2 tours of Dirty. Teddy Ballgame. In my opinion, he's definitely up there with the Babe, with Barry, with anybody you want to throw out there in this world. He is up there. He is one of the best ever. But 60 years ago was his last baseball game. Do you know what he did in his final at bat? He hit a home run. How cool is that? 60 years ago today, Ted Williams' last game, his last at bat ever, and he cranked one out of the ballpark.
That's how you do it.
That's how you end your career. I know Jeter's was really cool, but I don't think anybody could end their career better than Teddy Baseball, and I just wanted to mention that. Now, are you ready to get to some silly, funny stuff?
Of course.
Okay, first and foremost, what the bleep is going on in Malibu? Did you hear about Joe Montana?
I did. This is scary.
The only thing that would have been cooler is if he picked up a football and threw it at her face, knocked the woman out, and then ran over and caught the baby.
Also, my other question is, why were his doors not locked?
Well, can I be honest with you?
You're in Malibu, I guess, and you feel like you're safe, but like...
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, there's certain places in this country where I guess you just kind of spend enough money to where you think to yourself, you know what, I don't have to worry about locking my doors. But if you haven't heard this, how do I say this crazy story? Joe Montana is chilling at his house, okay? And guess what? Some lady just walks in the house and goes and takes the grandchild from their, what do you call her, nanny or whatever, the caretaker, and like just takes her and tries to take off, and they have to like get her in a room and like, dude, it's one of those things that I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't believe, I bet you never has he been that scared ever in a football game. I bet that was probably the scariest thing in his life.
No question. No question. It's terrifying. You're in Malibu, right? You don't expect anything like that to happen where you're from when you spend extra money to go stay in a place that's very nice, right? And someone breaks into your house and steals and kidnaps your grandchild.
Him and his wife, Jennifer, and their caretaker. And
they're not young by any stretch of the imagination. Like, they're not supposed to be jumping up and chasing after kidnap. Like, that's not what they're supposed to be doing. And you just, your mind starts racing. Like, why does this person want this child? Why does this person come to my house to take this child?
She has to be crazy. But can I ask you something? You know how cool Joe Montana is, right?
Yes.
Did you hear what he said afterwards?
I did not.
So after the whole incident, the things made major news. He gets spotted by a TMZ reporter at Nobu a few hours after the incident.
Nobu.
Uh-huh.
How many times are you going to talk about Nobu?
Because that's where all these rich people
All
go.
the rich people go to Nobu.
So here's exactly what this is his quote. They're like, Joe, man, was it a scary day, man? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And one dude's like, you're such a bad man. You know what I mean? You're awesome, Joe. And he's like, yeah, it was the scariest thing of my life. He said, but I will tell you, it was a happy ending. Life goes on, and the sushi's great at Nobu.
I bet it is, Joe.
Joe
I
Montana.
bet that sushi, it better be fantastic.
It better
with the
be
price.
damn fantastic as much as that
With
stuff
the
costs.
price it is.
Dude, that's some crazy stuff. Now, do you have anything crazy before I need to get up in there? Get up in some more stuff?
Did you bring up the South Pole of Mars?
That's why I said
Bring it
before I
up.
go crazy.
I want you to go because this is the story I would bring up if I had my.
Okay, so
druthers.
are y'all ready for this? So, this again, you can go to watch this on TED Talk. It's a TED plus. They're in Bozeman, Montana. Was the talk because I went and watched it, but it's like called B40. Okay. Let me explain this first. First and foremost, there was a scientist for 31 years. If you look at a map of the Earth on like a globe, they just show this giant white spot on the bottom of the Earth in the South Pole. And it says, if you read it like the South Pole, it says it's a dry, arid, cold, frozen place, and there's no life there. Well, there was a scientist who 31 years ago said there is life there. And he went up and worked with NASA and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they did satellite things, and they found that there's like bigger lakes than the Great Lakes. In fact, 70% of the fresh water 70% of the fresh water here on Earth, they now believe is under the South Pole. Under it, not just the frozen stuff on top of it, but all these like lakes. So they drill 2,000 feet deep, and they find all these little bitty organisms, okay? And this was in 2011 that they found life in the South Pole. 2016, they go back down there, and they start drilling a hole the size where they can actually get an expedition team down towards the lake, okay? Well, they finished it this year. Guess what? 6 Russian scientists went down. 2 returned. 4 of them got killed by the gigantic octopus. And they say they trapped it, and the Russian government came to get it. And it's actually on like a deadgum TED Talk, and it's not a joke. And I'm serious. All you have to do is go look at it. And it's called like B45, organism like B45 or something, 46, I don't know. But anyway, it's an 8-legged octopus that can basically, it's got 150-foot long tentacles that it can rip your head off with. So it's a bad mamma jamma. And by the way, it's been under the ice for 20 million years.
Really?
So, is that more interesting than aliens?
I don't know. And this is not the story I was talking about.
Which story were you talking about?
I was talking about, this is via the Independent. They actually have discovered a bunch of water bodies under the surface of Mars. They say that there's this big, vast, large saltwater lake underneath the Martian surface. And they discovered another just a bunch of wet areas on the surface of Mars, and obviously you know what that means. Aliens.
Dude, of course, dude.
I think haven't they found like obviously we don't know and we can't like identify them literally, but haven't they found like fossilized deals on Mars' surface?
Okay, I found it, by the way. It's called Vostok Lake, and the Russian scientists who went down in there again. 6 went down, only 2 returned, and they say they brought back somehow and captured and killed the biggest whatever octopus thing you ever
so
seen.
So like this thing's dead and they have it.
They say Vladimir Putin has it. That's what the guy said in the TED Talk. And by the way, when they had the
and this started on TikTok, right?
No. Yes, it started on TikTok. So then I went and watched the TED Talk. Well, they do it on TikTok. Well, my girlfriend said
only truthful information. Right here in Ardenwood.
Let me just tell you something.
Only truthful.
Trust me on these things.
Yeah.
Nanu. Aliens are real, and there's a big, nasty octopus underneath the South Pole.
And there's also underwater reservoirs on Mars.
And Europa. Don't forget Europa.
What's Europa?
It's another moon, bro. They say it's got the most water underneath it.
Whose moon?
Dude, do I look like I work for NASA?
I don't know, but if you're gonna bring up someone's moon, you have to, or a planet's moon, you have to know which planet it comes from.
All right. All right, hold on. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Europa's moon follows Jupiter. It's one of its
like million moons.
It's the sixth largest moon, and it's like 40. But they say it's the most. They say it's got probably the most water of any moon they've ever seen. Blam! So don't play no games with me.
So we should probably send an expedition out there to see if we can inhabit it, right?
NASA has already sent one. It should be there in 2035. So we only have to wait another.
Oh
15
yeah,
years.
awesome, yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
By the way, just so you know, it's not you can't really go like 1 billion miles very easy.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't. You know, it takes a mile at a time, foot at a time. Keep going.
Oh, but no, I have to bring up DK Metcalf. I love Ole Miss. I love DK. I love A.J. Brown. I love the fact that they've had so many good receivers come out of Ole Miss. I mean, heck, you got to realize, like, no wonder Hugh Freeze was doing good. They got some ballers in the NFL that are looking great. But, dude, DK Metcalf, homie, you catch the ball, finish the play. Was that one of the more embarrassing plays that you saw yesterday? And the fact that they ended up winning the game barely. Did that save DK Metcalf's butt from being like the most embarrassing?
He caught the go-ahead touchdown too. But I will say this.
He did, but dude,
he's usually not one to do that.
Dude, no, he's
like
not.
Tuck the thing in and go score the touchdown. I don't know if he thought he was that fast where he just burnt the guy by 10 yards. Where it's like, you should have known the dude was right behind you, right?
Great play, by the way, to punch it out.
Smart play, yes.
Well,
he also held it right. I mean, it was the easiest play to make.
Yeah, really. I mean, DK just one-handed. Oh, I caught it. Touchdown. I'm 1 yard there.
And I say easiest play to make knowing that I'd be 25 yards behind DK at the time when he caught it because there's no way I'm keeping up with him. But, yeah, DK usually doesn't make mistakes like that.
No, he does not. Now, can I also ask you a couple other things? Did you see Jeff Driscoll try to throw a ball that went 2 yards? It's the worst pass I've seen in NFL history. In the history of the NFL, I have never. I mean, he went full bore, and he throws it straight down into the ground. And
Does he have the yips?
Dude, Jeff Driscoll, I don't know what the hell he was doing. That's the worst. That's the most unbelievably bad incomplete pass. It was so bad that they should have called it intentional grounding because he threw it 2 feet in his feet.
But the worst quarterback play of all time. No doubt. Remember Dan Orlovsky?
No, the butt fumble.
No. Remember Dan Orlovsky?
Yeah, I watch him on TV all the time. But what did he was with the Lions?
Yeah, he was with the Lions, that 0-16 team. Drops back and runs out of the back of the end zone?
Yes, I do remember
On
that.
accident?
And then he throws the ball. He ran like 3 yards out of the back.
It always cracks me up too because he's good. I think he's really good on ESPN.
And he's a very
but
heady guy.
I can't when he talks about quarterback play, I cannot get that out of my mind. It's like you did that and you're trying to say that Carson Wentz played bad on Sunday. Like I can't get with that.
Dude, Carson Wentz,
he's struggling,
dude, he kissed his sister and like couldn't beat the Bengals. I mean, by the way, do y'all know that the total was 47? It was 23-23. If you had the over, when it got to overtime, you were dancing. You're like, somebody's going to win. I'm cashing that ticket. You're probably driving down to cash your ticket. Guess what? They kissed their sister. Nobody scored a point in overtime. 23-23 was the final. Yeah, the under got there. By the way, there was a person who had the under that I saw yesterday who ripped up his ticket when they went into overtime. And guess what?
Don't rip up your tickets.
They did not reimburse it. But I will have to say one quick thing. I watched a grown man cry yesterday. I watched the guy pick every single game at 12 o'clock correct. Every single NFL game. He did one of those. He did a $100 parlay with every 12 o'clock game. He also did about 4 totals. He bet $100 and it was going to pay $6,900. Okay? Do you know the only game that he lost? Do you want to know what it is?
Don't tell me it was Bengals Eagles. Please don't tell me.
It was.
Oh,
he had the
gosh,
Eagles
and they tied
money line.
And
okay,
they
hold
tied.
on. So, but this is where I'm gonna. So he was like going. Okay, so since they tied, here's him.
You just
so
made me sad.
This is what he said. So since they tied, is that like a push? Like, because they didn't lose. I said, but they didn't win. I said, he's like, but won't they just knock this one play off and give me like $4,900? He went up in there, stuck that sucker in there. He thinks he's got $6,900. Okay, All he needed was the Eagles to kick the field goal. Jake Elliott, he kicks a field goal. They win. He's dancing. He's rich. Dude, there were tears running down his face, and he just walked out. And I know he lost his damn mind. Kissing your sister, Eagles and the Bengals. And by the way, killing a man's parlay. And he hit every game but that one. We'll be back on Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Chevy. Over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $7,500. Sunrise discounts high as $8,000. And don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought it. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Chevys cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Are you ready for what's next? It's likely coming. More food shortages, power outages, grocery stores closed, social unrest. Ask yourself, do you have enough food and supplies on hand to last at least 30 days? Most Americans do not, but you can. Avoid the panic of the last-minute rush. Order your 4-week supply of emergency food today from MyPatriotSupply.com. Starvation or dependency on the government are your only alternatives. Avoid those and the pain of being unprepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. Build your emergency food supply with meals that last up to 25 years in storage, shipped discreetly to your door. Folks that know what's coming are using today to prepare. There's time for you to do the same. That's MyPatriotSupply.com, the original Patriot Preparedness Company. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Cold and flu season's here. It's time to make sure your family's stocked up on the products you'll need if somebody gets sick. Pick up the new Vicks DayQuil and NyQuil Severe, honey, cold, and flu medicines during your next grocery trip. DayQuil and NyQuil Severe Honey are a max-strength medicine with a great-tasting honey flavor, also available for sale at online retailers. DayQuil NyQuil Severe Honey provides max-strength cold and flu symptom relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms in a soothing honey flavor. Use as directed.
Farmers Insurance knows that there's a not-so-subtle difference between the sound of a car hitting your rear bumper and the sound of a clown car hitting your rear bumper.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Sorry about that.
We call that a three-ring fender bender, and we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent.
They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
It's time to catch the falling prices at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah during our Fallback Kia sales event. You'll find best mass market brand and initial quality 5 years running for Kia with J.D. Powers, and we've got it all at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah. Get 2020 Forte $131 a month, 36-month lease. How about a 2020 Soul $148 a month, 36-month lease? And check out the all-new 2021 Kia K5, now just $189 a month, 36-month lease. And they're all just $3149 due at signing. And in these uncertain times, Gossett says rest assured with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36 month leases, $31.49 due at signing, 0 security deposit, excludes acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $6.50 acquisition fee, Forte LE 2249.63, sold L712-0906, warranty is a limited powertrain warranty, see Kia.com or retailer for details, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 598.75, excludes tax line and license, see dealer for complete details, not all customers will qualify.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Yo, it's sports time. Sports time. It's Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good buddy Johnny Radio. Sports time is coming up next with Wolo and Stats and my good buddy Drew Baird as well. But I'm hanging here. I got Kurt Cobain bringing me back. We're on a new channel, by the way, 98.5 FM. Check it out. Also, we still got 96.1. It's crystal clear, especially down in Tunica in the original AM 560. But I'm going to remind you, Gabe is going to give the winner Chiefs at the Ravens tonight. I will say, you look at that secondary, you got Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, Deshaun Elliott, Chuck Clark. Looks pretty nasty. How's Patrick Mahomes going to do? Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Did you know Patrick Mahomes? I think it was Lamar Jackson has lost one other game in football outside of the postseason and the regular season. He's lost 3 total, 2 to Patrick Mahomes. So that's one thing kind of going against him. He has a heck of a regular season. I mean, the dude wins regular season football, Lamar does. He is the regular season king. You know that, right? And I hate to say it, it's the regular season. I'm kind of leaning that way. But before I get Gabe's pick, I want to remind you, tonight, don't make your lady work. Don't make your husband work. Don't be on the grill. Don't be in the kitchen. Just go to eatcbq.com. Visit one of the 4 amazing locations and get Central Barbecue. Get there. Heck, get ribs, man. Go all out. It's Monday night. Smoke is their sauce. Their ribs are the bomb. You want some chicken? Get some of that pulled chicken. You want some sandwiches, some good old barbecue sandwiches with slaw. You want some beans on the side? They got that. You want some hot wings? Anything you want, they got it. Go to Central Barbecue. They got the new one on Poplar, the original on Center, the bad boy on Summer, and the one downtown right behind the Civil Rights Museum for all the people living in the downtown, the 38103 area code. By the way, if you need catering, call them at 901-527-9990. That's 901-527-9990. Now, go Central Barbecue. Get it so your Monday night's awesome. But I got to say, speaking of awesome, Gotti. Dude, he's won the game for the Titans 3 weeks in a row. Started off missing all of his kicks. Yesterday, he hit 3 field goals, including the game winner from over 50 yards. Gotti is back, and how big of a knife was that stuck into Minnesota's chest? Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook thought they were doing something. They thought they were going to beat the Titans. Not so fast, my friend. Speaking of not so fast, my friend, in baseball, the San Francisco Giants, the Brewers lose to the Cardinals. All they have to do is win against San Diego, and they are in the postseason, and they lose 5-4 on the last day of the year. That just has to hurt. Oh, that hurt my heart to watch.
Set up my Cardinals-Padres series in the first round. I am
pretty.
Yeah, I'm not very confident.
You're not pretty excited. Not
all that confident about that one.
That one's a tough one. But Gabe Kuhn, I want to bring in, ask him real quick, who you got tonight?
It's pretty simple. I'm going Ravens minus the 3.5. And the reason I say this is I think it's going to come down to you look at Kansas City and you look at the defense for the Ravens. Their back end is great. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Deshaun Elliott, Chuck Clark, you just mentioned. And then if you think that the Chiefs are going to be able to run the ball at will, you're mistaken. Derek Wolfe, Pro Bowler. Calais Campbell, Pro Bowler. Brandon Williams, who's been a Pro Bowler before. He's also 335 pounds, so it's going to be hard to move him. And then when you talk about these linebackers, I think that comes down to what will they do in trying to match up against Travis Kelce. But I think they have an answer. Matthew Judon, Patrick Queen out of LSU. I think they can run with him. I think they can keep up. That doesn't mean Travis Kelce's not going to get what he gets. But I do think the Ravens can handle this one by 3.5 at the very least.
And plus, I like the fact that Monday
by
night's
4.
actually in Baltimore. For Gabe Kuhn, I'm John Harden. Do me a favor. Get out there and make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace!